Hello and welcome to today's episode of Focus Atlanta. I am your host, Keisha Lance-Lynn. Thanks so much for tuning in with us this Sunday afternoon. In our first segment, we're going to talk a little about safety. I'm here with CVS Pharmacist Jabari James, and we're going to talk about where you're placing your medication.
Hey, good morning, Keisha.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. You know, I think that sometimes as adults, we take these things for granted. We don't really think about some of the safety options we should be, partaking in the home. Can you give us some tips?
Oh, well, there are basically three things that you want to make sure that we follow in the home to ensure that you're safe. You want to try to use the safety caps on your medications, keep them secure, make sure they're kept away. And then once you're done with the medication, you want to make sure that you dispose of it properly, that we don't keep any unused medications around the house. And CVS can help with that. We have at least 4,000 locations that have these nice drug disposal kiosks. We can kind of just drop that stuff in and we'll take care of it for you.
Oh, thanks so much. Now, that was going to be one of my questions. Not only should we be concerned about proper disposal, but could you give us some tips about expired medicine in the house?
Yeah, basically same thing. We do not want to pour them down the sink or anything like that, or leave them around. You do want to ensure that they are taken care of in a responsible way. And so, even in addition to the disposal kiosks we have, some of our pharmacies have dispose RX. If you want to ask them directly, that's a product they can give where you dump the medication in and it dissolves everything, and that way that can be disposed of in a safe manner. The main thing is that parents want to ensure that they keep control of the medications and nothing is laid around for people to kind of discover and potentially misuse.
Now, I think that sometimes parents do believe that, especially with toddlers and young kids, well, if I have it up high enough, it's fine. But once your kids get a little older, being up high might not be enough. Do we have some tips for the parents of, teenagers and adolescents who, go into cabinets and whatnot?
Well, I mean, in that, and trust me, I had nephews, and it is amazing. They just view it as a challenge. The higher you put it, the more special they think that it is, and that means they want to get at it. So that's why we really developed these two programs, Pharmacists Teach and Dose of Knowledge. Started in 2015, and since then has reached over 2.5 million parents, caregivers, and also teachers. And what we advise through these programs, and this is where a pharmacy can either come to the classroom or we can provide virtual education, but that lets them know all these best practices to do to ensure that their homes are safe and that their children are safe. But the best thing, honestly, is just open dialogue with your children. Now, we feel that K through second grade is the right time to just start the conversation. Now, you don't necessarily have to go into misuse, but you do want them to know that, these are what medications are for. These are vitamins. These are important. These are the things that they kind of do. And you want to reiterate that, hey, you don't want to share these. If they're on a medication, we don't share with our friends or anyone like that. This is just for you. And then you also only want to take these medications from a trusted adult, whether that be parents or nurse, doctor, etc. So just kind of making them aware so that it's not something unknown, because the mystery is what seems to really get the young people kind of curious about things. And then as children grow older, that's the time they kind of get more into open-ended conversations. We live in the age of social media. So trust me, the information is going to be out there. It's ubiquitous. They're going to find things. So with the programs that we're trying to support through CVS, this provides the information for parents to have those conversations with their children through the teenage age or even in elementary school, have those open-ended conversations. And that way, even though they do get the pressure from their peers and social media, we do find that adults and the parents are still a valuable source of information. They do value that information. So provide it, that way they can make the right decisions when they're confronted with that. Another thing that we highly recommend is that if there is a history of substance abuse, whether that be in the family or someone in the household, that you be open and honest about that. Of course, you want to provide any safe information. We don't want to scare anyone, but please let them know that, substance abuse is a disease. It is not a character flaw. It is not something that needs to be, shamed or anything like that. It's a disease that needs to be treated as such. And make them aware. And because that also means that if it is in the family, they could potentially be more susceptible to becoming addicted. So you want to get that information in front of them as soon as possible. Another thing, if there is a risk of substance abuse in the home, we have a product called Narcan. It's the brand for naloxone, which is a rescue medication. This is available at over 7,500 CVS's. It can be ordered and picked up discreetly if that's a concern. But I would recommend highly purchasing that, letting your child know where it is and how to use it, and that way they could potentially save the life of a loved one that may be struggling with this addiction.
Wow, you have given us so much information. Thank you so much for your time today. I see that the website there for CVS is available so that we can continue to get educated on this matter. Thanks so much for your time. It was good to meet you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you guys for continuing to watch Focus Atlanta. I hope that you get all the information that you need from your local CVS.
Here are a few pieces of advice that can help you, your family, and friends take medicine safely. First, only take medicine if it's given to you by a trusted adult.
Misuse means taking a prescription in a different way than how it's prescribed, such as taking more than the recommended dosage, sharing it with others, taking it without a prescription, or mixing it with alcohol or other drugs.
It's important to practice different styles of refusal skills, so when it comes time to use them, you're not afraid to. It takes courage to be able to stand up for yourself. When others see you making healthy decisions, it can positively influence your peers. Actually, it often just takes one person to speak out for an entire situation to change.
Stay tuned for more. We'll be right back.